why would a group of people or beings mixed with people, I should say, decide to lie to an entire society about their genetic makeup and their biological makeup? There are noticeable differences between what we call Caucasians and what we call Latinos and Africans or black people. Nobody has to be racist to see that. Right? If anything, it's those differences that made it easier for people the human beings, white people that were racist, to be racist. Those same differences. Remember, they made spoofs back in the day about how big our lips are. They made spoofs about that. They used to draw cartoons and exaggerate that. Right? They used to call us, right, they used to paint the black faces. Shout out to who that is. Notary Connect. Exactly, the black faces. Remember that? Buckwheat. Remember buckwheat, y'all? We thought buckwheat had a nappy head, right? It's called nappy headed. It's called nappy head. Who created that? But these are genetic differences. Athleticism. Learning ability. The entire way that we grab information is different than human beings. All right? When we're talking about white supremacy, it was all based around these genetic differences. But we must ask ourselves, what's the real difference? What's the real difference, though? Did we go through all this oppression just strictly based upon the pigmentation of our skin? You have to ask oneself that. Do you believe we went through all this oppression just because of the pigmentation of our skin is different from theirs? You got to think deep on that. Meditate. Don't think. Meditate on that. Right? Let's look at the natural connection to the elements. Look how we connect with the animals. Naturally. You probably never noticed it, but it's a different connection than the human beings have with animals. You can take any carbonated being and walk him through any jungle. Any jungle. We talking about the jungle. You just don't know because you never been in nature that deep. See, they got you disconnected from yourself if you have carbon. We be all in the inner city and suburbs, and we ain't in no jungles. But any carbonated being can walk through any jungle, and you will not be touched. You will be respected, if anything, feared, because they know what you are. Especially if you go in the real jungle. Go deep in the Congo somewhere, one of them jungles that's so bushy, so filled with vegetation that they never even been through them. We have places like that on the planet where the vegetation is so thick that they've never even been through the vegetation. I'm using the Congo because That's one of the more famous ones. When you hear these stories about these big giant snakes, giant crocodiles, that's real. Where do you think that's at though? Deep in the jungles. And deep in nature. This planet is never ending. This land goes forever. All this land, it's so much land that they ain't never even showed you that you don't even know about because they only showing you 1 map, 2 maps, 3 maps. Shit, this shit is forever. This land goes forever, man. You talking about the length of the land of the land forever, and then it's surrounded by water. It's a lot of land, and then we still have more land that we are cut off from that's behind the ice walls in Antarctica. So this land is forever. You go in any jungle where they ain't touched yet. Watch how the animals respond to you. That's why they keep you out of them jungles. Tarzan. See what I'm saying? But why is it that human beings can't do that? Human beings go in the jungle and they be on their ass. They be trying to kill y'all. They be chasing y'all down. Y'all go in the ocean, they be on y'all ass. We don't go in the ocean because we've been taught not to go in the ocean. I'm just pointing out the differences. We don't go in the ocean because they put the fear in us not to go in the ocean. Look at Jaws did it for us. But if we go in the ocean, we'll experience a whole different aquatic connection that we are unaware of. And they know it. So what they do, keep niggas out the ocean. See? Keep niggas out the ocean. Meanwhile, we never question why the fuck do human beings, y'all in here, y'all know, y'all be out there, nigga, y'all in the ocean. You see what I'm saying? Right. So, what is this difference? Why is it that the sun literally strengthens us, but it kills human beings? DEA. What make us more athletic than human beings? DEA. They can't explain shit else to you. They can't. Go talk to any doctor. They're not going to speak the esoteric facts. So they'll say, he trained. No, bro. We don't be training shit. We like that. Like, go to any hood in America, you're going to find 100 niggas that could jump out the gym. You feel me? 100 more black people, Latino people that will outrun any track star. What are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? Like, we just naturally like that. We naturally like that. This shit natural. I tumble, I ran track, I play, but I'm athletic as hell. Like, it's natural. We ain't got to do none of that. Well, I ain't worked out in months. I'm still cut the fuck up. See what I'm saying? Like, if a person don't know me, if you know me, you like, yeah, God ain't worked out in a minute. But if you don't know me, you gonna be like, damn, what's your workout plan? Because some of y'all be like that. Like, well, I ain't worked out in a minute. You hear me? I ain't worked out in a minute. I've been super slacking. You know what I'm saying? But the genetics. It's a genetic thing. And sometimes human beings, y'all even know it's genetics. I've heard human beings say it. Genetics. Y'all didn't say it now. Okay, so we're talking about genetics now. Okay, so what are these genetics that's different? Let's put a title on it. Let's title this shit. Let's just stop saying it's genetics. See what I'm saying? Let's stop saying it's genetics. What are the specific genetics that's doing this? See what I'm saying? What's the name of the genetics that is responsible for this major difference? Why the fuck are our skin so dark? All this neuromelanin and carbon, dark matter energy. At the highest state, this is dark matter energy. Then it descends, and as it falls in dimensions, remember, 4 phases of matter: solids, liquids, gases, plasma, energy. We descend from the astral realms down here. So as we descend, we have to have bodies that we can take on. So all that dark matter manifests in this physical reality, right? As carbon and neuromelanin. Not melanin, neuromelanin. 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 Neuro. Cause see, niggas be still saying melanin. Neuromelanin. Right? This is neuromelanin, not melanin. Okay? Human beings have melanin. Okay? Neuromelanin. Neuromelanin and carbon, which has manifested in a physical state. So it's in a lower density, so it manifests as this carbon in neuromelanin. But if you catch us vibrating in the astral realms, it's just pure dark matter energy. Same thing. But as you go through different vibrations, plasma realm, gas, liquids, solids, because you're descending into this material realm. You descend, you come down. You come down here. You get what I'm saying? Your soul and spirit descends. So you're coming from higher states of consciousness just to have this earthly experience. Okay? Let me rewind that. You descend from higher realms. Okay, so you land, you come down. No, because you got to get it. You come down here. You came down here into a lower vibration to have this earthly, this material. This is all material experience. Okay, you had to lower your vibration just to get here. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, just to get here. Okay, so that's a cosmic thing. If you don't have neuromelanin and carbon, that means you're not a dark matter energy being. Now, what's dark matter energy? This is the 9-ether. Okay, so when we say 9-ether, now we're talking genetics. Okay, so this is what makes us 9-ether beings. All this stardust, all this neuromelanin, all this carbon that's descended from the astral planes. This is energy. So this is a powerful thing, Negro. You see what I'm saying? This is powerful. Why do you think when they used to kill certain versions of us, let's use Nat Turner, they would skin, they would fillet us. They would fillet us. Keep your body parts, keep your genitals, keep your heart, keep this, keep the ether. Okay? This is a very powerful thing. This is a weapon. You're a weapon. You're a whole weapon. Okay, but why don't human beings have that? Why is it that when black people and Latino people get in the sun, we charge up? That's genetics. Okay? So these genetics is DEA. DEA. When you go past neuromelanin and you talk about dark matter energy was formed in 9 ethers. So when you're dealing with the 9, these are the most powerful beings in the cosmos. Any beings that's in the 9 ethers or the 9th universe, right? These are the most powerful beings throughout the entire multiverse. Like, that's a fact, right? Because of the how powerful the celestial rays are around this that had to gather together to create this dark matter energy. Okay? Remember, this dark matter energy is a combination of divine feminine energy mixed with divine masculine energy in its essence. That's what dark matter energy is. Okay, I'll repeat that. Remember, dark matter energy is divine feminine energy combined with divine masculine energy at its presence, right? And at its full, see, that's dark matter energy. Now, we are full of that. So we are so radiant. We are radiant beings that the sun actually empowers us. The sun should kill us too. The sun is an actual solar weapon. We shouldn't even be able to take that sun, y'all. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of beings. It's a lot of beings, y'all. It's a lot of beings. It's a whole lot of beings on different planets that cannot take the sun at all. The Pleiadians can't take the sun. There are entire different, and the Pleiadian race is an advanced extraterrestrial race that look just like human beings, and they can't take the sun. The reptilians, powerful as fuck, and they can't take the sun. That's why they got to shapeshift into human beings. And then they still spend most of their time living in caves and underground. The reptilian race. They can't take the sun. See what I'm saying? The insectoids. That's an extraterrestrial race. They're like tall ass praying mantis. The insectoids. It's an actual extraterrestrial race. They can't take the sun either. You feel me? The grays, the Zeta grays, which is when you think of alien, you think of a Zeta gray because they always showed us Zeta grays, right? They had us thinking the Zeta grays were the only aliens, right? They never went into the different species and all of that, right? Because they didn't want us to know anything about the cosmos, right? That emoji right there that just got posted of an alien. Those are how the Zeta grays look. Those are the Zeta grays. The Zeta grays, they one of the most intelligent species throughout the whole multiverse. And they ass can't even take the sun. That's why they got on the gray jumpsuit. That when you see the alien, the gray face with the black eyes, that's an actual space suit. They don't look like that. They have regular eyes like us under those lids. Those black lids that open up, they have regular eyes under there. Those are glasses. And their skin, you think that's their skin, that's a suit. They can come out of that. They look completely different. No different than when they showed you an astronaut in that big goofy ass suit with that big ass fish bowl. He ain't went to no moon, but they got us thinking that, right? So they got him in this big ass suit, fish bowl helping on. He moving like he really in water, but they got you thinking he floating and shit like one small step for man. They underwater like a motherfucker. Like y'all in the whole swimming pool in Hollywood and Cali when they shot that shit. One small step for man, he floating. You think, right? Same thing. Like they can't take our atmosphere. So that's an actual suit that they be having on. But you think that's how they look. That's a suit. It's a space suit. You know what I'm saying? No lie, right? And they can't take the sun, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Don't think this sun is something that everybody can take in this multiverse. I'm just using them as an example. It's many more. It's many more beings that cannot take the sun. We literally channel the frequency of the sun. We give life to the sun. Like you have to understand the sun is an actual weapon. It's an actual weapon. That's why they can't let it shine 24 motherfucking 7. That's the whole reason that they created clouds. Let's not forget why the clouds were created. The clouds were created to literally block out the sun. No other reason. The clouds wasn't created to just roll by. It wasn't no clouds here originally. Nigga, we never had a cloud in the sky. We never had a cloud in the sky before these beings landed on our planet and invaded us. We ain't have no motherfucking clouds, y'all. Nigga, we didn't have no clouds. It was two big ass suns in the sky shining 24/7. There was no nighttime, none of that here. You feel me? The whole purpose of clouds is to block out the sun, to stop your cosmic connection, all these divine 93 beings, connection to the sun as much as possible. All right? So we have to ask ourselves, why is it that black people have this cosmic connection to the sun and the planet? But if I'm a human being and I go sit in the sun, it starts to kill me. It starts to cook my skin. It starts to eat at me. I literally need to put suntan lotion on. I need an ointment to be able to absorb because I can't absorb those cosmic rays, right? But why though? See, why can't you absorb those cosmic rays? The animals can, the plants can, right? So if I'm a human being, I'm asking myself, why? You know, black people can't be human beings. We can't be the same. Even if I'm a human being, I'm thinking like that, like, there's no way. Okay, let's look at little shit. We have to use little things, y'all, that happens in everyday society. Okay, so let's talk about lice. Human beings get lice like it ain't nothing. But gods and goddesses, or Anunnaki gods and goddesses, the Anunnaki, the descendants of the Anunnaki, right? If you want to call us that, or the Anunnaki, because this is really what we are. The Anunnaki, right? The other children of the Anunnaki, however you want to call it, right? They don't experience that. And it's all based around because human beings have DNA. Okay? So, human beings, you have DNA. Okay? DNA. Okay? So, let's look at it. You have DNA. Let me show you what DNA look like. This is DNA. Okay, human beings, you have DNA. So you see this? DNA. This is DNA, all right? Now, this is called a double helix. This is called a double helix. Okay? You have two helixes. 1, 2. A double helix. Now, because you have DNA, all right, you only have one series. And if you are mixed, some of you can, it's between 1 to 3 series of this so-called DNA. Okay? These double helixes are actually cells. All right? So, as a human being, you only have one series of this, or 3. So that means that you have one of these or 3 of these. So imagine 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. If you are a 6 ether being, which means human being, all right, you have DNA. Now, because you have DNA, this is the true reason why you can't channel the frequency of the sun. Okay? Because you have DNA. All right? You have DNA. So that's one of these. You only have one of these. Okay? You have one. Now, what they don't tell people, okay, about this, genetically, all right, genetically is this link right here. This is a hydrogen link. Now, human beings, you were replicated from us. All right. Hold on, I'm gonna finish talking about it. But human beings, you were replicated from us. Okay. So by you being replicated from us, you have a lot of the same things we have. Like, okay, 2 eyes, for example, a nose, a mouth, 2 hands with 5 fingers, chest or breast, penis, 2 legs, 2 feet, right? That's the God physique. Arm, leg, arm, head, okay? That's God in manifestation, okay? This is why the Muslims, because originally, because they infiltrated Islam. Islam was an esoteric teaching. Islam itself stands for I, self, Lord, and Master. But the oppressors infiltrated all forms of information, and they didn't flip Islam back a whole different way. Okay? So, you only have, because the body arm, leg, arm, head, which is Allah. Because man, or the black/Latino man and woman, is God in manifestation. Without the physical body, it's dark matter energy. Still creative and doing what we do in the cosmos and the astral realms. But when we descend into this physical state, we are still that same God, but in manifestation. So this is what Allah esoterically, anciently meant. Arm, leg, arm, head. That's the body of what? This physique. And Allah is considered who in Islam? God. Right? Allah is the name of God. Okay. So, human beings, you were made in our image by Satan, Yakub, Prometheus, Jacob in the Bible. That's why all of these characters I'm naming, they got that same story of tampering with some form of genetics to create a new species. Go read about them. Go read about Jacob in the Bible, which is just Yakub, but with a J in front, and how he separated the sheep. He separated the flocks. They're talking about the genetics. Zeus, that's what Zeus did. He separated the genetics. That's what Yakub did. He separated the brown gene from the black gene to create a whole new species. That's what Prometheus did. In the beginning, Prometheus created who? Mankind. That's what they tell you about Prometheus' story. Because human beings, you are mankind. You are a kind of man, made in the likeness of the gods. That's why in the Bible, your Bible, which is the beginning of your creation story as a human being, it clearly says, then we said, let us make man in our image. Because that was what Zeus said. Let us. Who the fuck is us? That means plural. That's plural. More than one. Right? We never caught that in religion. But it was said in the Bible, in Genesis. Let us make man in our image. The us was Zeus with the other fallen gods in the lab creating the human beings. And us in our image. You were made in our image. This is where you get all your shit from. Your arm, leg, arm, head. See? But Zeus was only able to give you the physical aspect of us. A lot of the genetic inner workings, he couldn't replicate that. And that's the only difference between a human being and a god. We both look alike. You see? So we can walk amongst each other and then they lied about history, so we think we all one human race. Because we look alike. But internally, we have two completely different inner workings. Two completely different genetics. With completely different species. We not from here neither. Human beings, you're not from here. But you were created somewhere else. And that's okay. And then you came here. But us, these so-called, that's been labeled blacks and Latinos, we not from here neither. And the difference is we created here, there, the entire multiverse. This is why your species, because if you're a human being and you're in here, that means you're vibrating high. But I'm talking about your species, the hierarchy human beings, the low vibrational, not the racist human beings, not the good ones. This is why your people attacked us. And continue to attack us to this day. All behind these genetics. Human beings, you have DNA. Okay? And you only have one series of this, okay? You have one series of this, okay? You have 1 to 3 series of these. So 1, 2, 3 max. And each helix is actually a cell, okay? Each helix is a cell. They don't teach you that in the medical field. They teach you about cells in biology and what they do, but they don't tell you that the double helix is an actual cell itself. Because let's look at a cell. What's a cell? Let's pull it up. What are cells? It's biology, y'all. What are cells? In biology, the smallest unit that can live on its own and that makes up all living organisms and tissues of the body. A cell has 3 main parts: the cell membrane, the nucleus, and the cytoplasm. The cell membrane surrounds the cell and controls the substances that go into and out of the cell. Okay, so let's look at this cell. We're looking at cells, okay? So your cells, okay, this is the smallest unit, keyword, unit, that can live on its own, okay? Why did they use the word unit? Because a cell is an information center. It's an esoteric information center, okay? Your cells that are in your body are actually an esoteric information center, okay? And each part of the cell is connected to the cosmos. Far as if you have DEA, okay? If you have DNA, this does not apply to you at all. This doesn't apply to you at all, okay? If you have DNA, okay? Because everything about the genetic part of you is synthetic. So you have 1 to 3 series of these strands, but they are synthetics, okay? And I'll show you what they call them, okay? Let's go to chromosomes for a second. How many chromosomes do people have? In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46. 22 of these pairs, called autosomes, look the same in both males and females. Okay, so before I break all the chromosome thing down, what they saying right now, there's the word right there, autosomes, for what human beings actually have. Although in the article, they're trying to say we all got chromosomes. We do not all have chromosomes. All right, human beings have autosomes. Okay, now let's go back to this. Hold on. Boom. So each one of these represents a series. They have 1 to 3 of them. Okay. And all of these, what they call chromosomes in us, in human beings, are called autosomes. All right. And right here, it's not hydrogen links like we have. This is hydrogen in us. These little links where it's purple and green and blue and pink, this is all hydrogen in us. This right here, these links that link the double helix together, like the ladder, make it like a ladder, this is hydrogen in us. But in human beings, this is synthetic. So this is like a form of oxygen in a way. Okay, so this is why oxygen doesn't hurt human beings. It only hurt the gods, because we have hydrogen right here. Okay, now human beings having DNA, they only have 1 to 3 series of these. Okay, oxygen. Okay, now because they only have 1 to 3 series of these links, guess what happens? Because you only have 1 to 3 series, we're talking genetics, human beings. Because you only have 1 to 3 series of these double helixes, which are actually cells in themselves. That's why I was trying to show you what a cell is, okay? Because the double helix is a cell within itself. And what does the cell consist of? A membrane and a nucleus in the cytoplasm. Keyword, plasm. So we say cytoplasm, what's that? Plasma. So that's the plasma energy that's coming from the etheric realms, that's coming through our genetics that have DEA. Human beings don't have chromosomes. They have autosomes, okay? Human beings have 1 to 3 series of double helixes. And they don't have chromosomes, they have autosomes. And because it's a synthetic version, these double helix links, all right, they don't have a cosmic connection. They have no cosmic source. We have DEA. So guys, we have a cosmic source. We are connected and powered by the sun. This is where the sun comes into play. Okay, we give life to the sun gives life to us. So it illuminates. We are luminous beings. Everything within us. So we are receiving information all the time from the cosmos, whether we are aware of this or not, whether you are conscious of it or unconscious to these things. If you have DEA, but if you have DNA, you have synthetic genetics. Okay, so by the genetics being synthetic, you only got 1 to 3 series at that. Now let's talk about chromosomes. There is no chromosomes. So by there not being any chromosomes, you can't get the neuromelanin. You can't get the neuromelanin without the chromosomes, because the chromosomes are galaxies within themselves. Each chromosome within us is an actual fucking universe with beings that live within it. Not only that, the biggest chromosome on the planet is the sun. The sun is a chromosome itself. Okay? The biggest chromosome on the planet is the fucking sun. The sun is a chromosome in itself. The part of the sun that shines this bright, it's called a chromosphere. Google it. This part of the sun that's shining bright that got you like this is called a chromosphere. That's called the chromosphere of the sun. You get what I'm saying? So the sun in itself is a chromosome. And because the sun is a chromosome, you have all the chromosomes in you. This is why you are connected to the sun. 9 ether beings, Black and Latino people, because the sun is a chromosome. You have chromosomes in you. To be exact, you have, let's break it down. Let me show you. Okay, so how many chromosomes do people have? Right here, this is what human beings have. So let's read it. In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, but they really have autosomes, not chromosomes, for a total of 46. 22 of these pairs, called autosomes, which is what human beings really have, look the same in both male and females. That's true. The 23rd pair, the sex chromosomes, differ between males and females. Females have 2 copies of the X chromosome. That's true. While males have 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. That is true. Now check this out. They only threw you off with the word human being and autosome and chromosomes. Remove chromosomes. Human beings have autosomes, not chromosomes. So by them having autosomes, basically, this is human beings. Human beings have 23 pairs of autosomes for a total of 46. Okay? They have 2 cells, which you see the double helix. This is what the double helix is. A cell. This is a cell. 1 cell, 2 cell. That's a cell. Okay? So, they have, each cell normally contains 23 pairs. They have 23 pairs of autosomes for a total of 46, because 23 times each cell in the double helix equals 46. Okay? But the difference in us. Now let's talk about us. Human beings have 46 autosomes. But the gods, Black people, Latino people, we have 33 pairs. And we have 3. So let me show you something. You said they have a double helix. We have a triple helix. So we have DEA. When you have DEA, you don't have a double helix. So that's a double helix. That's 1, 2, 1, 2. We have a triple helix. Okay? We have a triple helix. Okay? So we have a triple helix. So that would be 3. In God's, each cell normally contains 33 pairs of chromosomes, which we have chromosomes. So this would say 30, and we have 33 pairs. We have 3 cells in each triple helix. So 3 times 33 is 99 chromosomes total that we have. Okay? Now, when they get to talking about the very last pair is the sex chromosomes, they differ between males and females. Okay? Females have 2 copies of the X chromosome. So basically, they saying that all the chromosomes within us, all right, look the same in both the males and the females, other than the very last chromosome, which is what they call the sex chromosomes. And they say that the goddess has 2 copies of the X, and we have the X and the Y. So they told you the truth in there, but they still mixed that shit up good to throw you off. We really have 33 pairs. A triple helix, gods with DEA. Triple helix, 33 pairs. 99 total chromosomes. And because we have chromosomes, we are connected to the cosmos. Now, what is in a cell? What was a cell? It has a membrane and it has a nucleus. Remember I told you, I said, hey, all the fucking nuclear weapons are made out of our what? Cells. I taught y'all that. I say every fucking tank, missile that they use in the military war is made out of the cells of dead Black and Latino people. Facts. Why? Because we have chromosomes. And because we have chromosomes, we have real cells. And when you look at a cell is consisted of what? A nucleus, a membrane, and a cytoplasm. We just looked at it. Let's look at it again, man. Let's look at it again, man. You feel me? In biology, the smallest unit that can live on its own. So keyword, a cell is so powerful, y'all, that it can live on its own. But why can it live on its own? Because it's a cosmic entity. It's a cosmic entity, okay? A cell is not just some shit in your body, okay? Let me repeat that. Why can a cell live on its own? Because it's a cosmic entity. It has mind, body, and soul, just like you and I. So you got all these cells in you, and you thinking they just some shit in your body. No. Cells have intelligence, nigga. Okay? Cells have intelligence. That's why on Dragon Ball Z, Cell was one of the most baddest villains. Because if you know how to control your cells, you can do all type of shit. Literally. Now check this out. Check this out. A cell has 3 main parts. And remember, we have real cells. Right, exactly. Somebody said Henrietta Lacks. Exactly. Exactly. They took her what? Her cells. And they did what? They regenerated themselves because they have intelligence. We have cells, y'all. Human beings, y'all don't have cells. Y'all have synthetic ones. So they don't work. They're not real cells. They don't have intelligence. See what I'm saying? So we have real cells. Now, a cell has 3 main parts. A cell has 3 main parts. The cell membrane. So this is the part that's connected to the cosmos that actually is like a real brain. It's interacting back and forth with higher forms of celestial vibration and higher entities. Your membrane does that. The membrane of the cell. Then you have the nucleus. That's the power. That's all that dark matter energy. It's in the nucleus. Okay? The nucleus. And then you have the cytoplasm of the cell. This is the plasma energy that comes from the cosmos directly into you through your cells. All of your plasma energy comes to you through your cells. You don't hear me. All of your plasma energy from the cosmos comes to you through your fucking cells. This is why this is called cytoplasm. Okay? This is the membrane. They will, when you die, they go and take your cell, open it up, go inside the nucleus and drain all that energy and use that to make bombs with. They use that part to make bombs with. The membrane is actually a real life living entity connected to the cosmos. Okay? The cytoplasm is the plasma energy that's empowering all the information that's coming to the goddamn cell membrane from the cosmos. The only people that have cells is the gods. You get what I'm saying? We have cells. All right? We have cells, real cells, okay, because we have DEA. We have DEA. Now, because we have DEA, we got all these chromosomes, 99 of them to be exact, but it goes deeper. We don't just have, you know how human beings, y'all have 1 to 3 series. That's what, when you have DNA, you only have 1 to 3 series of double helix links filled with oxygen. We are 9 ether beings. We're immortal, primordial energy, energetic beings. So we have 9 series. We have 9 series of those same genetics, but triple helix instead of 2. You only got 1 to 3. We got 9, and it's a triple helix, and we got millions of fucking links of hydrogen links. Now on them triple helix, you got all this ancestral energy that's been passed down to us from our ancestors. Because we are the ancestors. It's a cosmic thing. So because we have that, all right, this is where you get your differences at. This is why we have ether that grows up to the heavens or up to the cosmos. Because of these cells in us. Because of this DEA, deoxyetheric acid. Now, because we have deoxyetheric acid, we have cells where nucleus is full of all this dark matter energy. It's your cells that fights off diseases in your body. See what I'm saying? We have all this. We have chromosomes. If you really want to know how powerful a chromosome is, just look at the fucking sun. There you have it. Now your body full of them. And you got millions of cells. This is why it's called nuclear war. See what I'm saying? Because they have taken the power out of the nucleus of our cells and used them to form nuclear weapons. So I'm trying to get you to see how powerful you are. You don't understand what you are because you don't know what's being used from you. You don't even know, like, they're using your body parts to make guns, to make gunpowder, to make weaponry. Even the atomic bomb. Where did that come from? Our atoms, our atomic structure. That's our genetics. That's our genetics. That's our genetics. And that is the genetics of the God species, because you're only going to find that in a being that has DEA, deoxyetheric acid. If you have DNA, you don't have those 9 series, so you're not connected to the cosmos like that. So therefore you lack neuromelanin. You end up with melanin. And now the melanin, it blocks UV rays of the sun. But it doesn't stop them. So this is why you have to go get extra suntan lotion. All right? Which is another synthetic to kind of like plaster you away from the cosmic radiation of the chromosphere of the sun. And because of that, the only way that you are able to channel energy, photon energy, because that's what the sun is, the only way you can channel that as a human being is from other black people and Latino people being around us. So if we all left the planet, human beings, y'all would just die, because we give y'all the photon energy that you can't get organically from the sun. You don't have to be in my house every day as a human being to get that. When you pass us by, when we out in the atmosphere, we like a crystal. Why do you think, what do crystals do? Push out energy and pull energy in. Well, who the fuck you think taught the crystal? Who the fuck you think programmed the fucking amethyst crystal or the citrine or the clear quartz to do what it does? We did that. We did that. Because that's what we do. We push out energy and we pull in energy. We are crystallized beings. If you look at nature, everything in nature basically follows what we do. This is why you can go to the plant and look at the plant and we share the same genetics of the fucking plant. The palm tree is full of what? Chloroplast DNA. I will repeat that. The palm tree is full of chloroplast, what they like to call DNA. But anything natural to the planet or aboriginal to us does not have DNA, because plants have mind, body, and soul like us. Spirit and soul, the plant has. Yes, it does. So therefore, the plant is a divine being. The plant is a 9-ether being as well. Okay? Understand that some souls and spirits choose to animate plants. Some choose to animate animals. You don't hear me though. When we descend, some of us choose to be plants. Some of us choose to be animals. That's not who we are. That's just the material that we're animating in this physical realm. Because we are everything, we can take on anybody. Not just this one. The only bodies we can't take on is the human being body because we didn't create that body. We created the plants. We created the animals. We created the insect. We created the wind. Who you think told the wind how hard to blow? Who you think gave the fire its desire to burn the way that it does? Who do you think it is that interlaced the dimensions? Who you think spoke to Planet Kai and taught her how to be still, how to be stable? Who you think set up that interstellar connection between the realms so that one realm don't fall on top of the other one? We did that. We did that. We gave the water its texture. We taught the water how to flow. We taught the wave how to crash against the sand. We taught the sand how to receive the wave as it crashes. Who you think formed that connection? Everything in the nature is alive. The beings with the deoxyetheric acid. The DEA, the hidden gem, the God gene. The reason they call us metahumans, the reason they attack us is because of the DEA. It's a real thing. We go into hoodoo. We go into voodoo. We don't need to sit in circles with salt. We don't need to call on fallen angels to help us with shit because we got too many supreme entities and divine deities and cosmic elders that are on our side naturally because we are everything and everything is us. It's a difference. It's a difference. Having DEA, we have spirit and soul. That's electricity and magnetism. Having DNA, you only have a spirit. That's only electricity. No magnetism. No magnetism. None of that. None of that. You feel what I'm saying? You have hair. You don't have ether. You don't have any of that. You don't have any of that. You get what I'm saying? That's a cosmic thing. So even cells, no, all human beings do not, you don't have real, you have the synthetic version, the 1 to 3 series of those genetic, those double helixes. That's DNA. That's all a part of your DNA. That's all a part of your DNA. That's all a part of your DNA. You get what I'm saying? That's all a part of your DNA, period. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to understand though, that if you don't have that, you feel me? If you don't have those genetics, then that's the difference. You have DNA, you have DEA. It's imperative that our people understand the difference. This is why they can be trying to dig us up. They dig us up. They have to dig us up because it was the tampering of the DEA that had made us fall in frequency. This is why we're not even in giant statue like we used to be, because they tampered with the DEA. They tamper with the DEA, but they can dig us up all day. And then they'll dig up these big ass femur bones like I posted on this community page earlier and I posted on Instagram. They'll dig up these big ass femur bones and then they'll tell you that that was a tree. And a motherfucker believe like, oh, well, that's a tree. Ain't no tree laying under the ground. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no tree laying under the ground. You get what I'm saying? So they'll dig us up, big ass femur bones, and a person to sit there and be like, oh, okay, you're not even making a cosmic connection because they have tampered with the DEA. And if you're not understanding how they tamper with the DEA and what that really means, then it's hard for you to understand how the fuck can we go from 125 feet tall with 2 big ass suns in the sky to where we is today. It's hard for you to understand that if you're not on that vibration. So you're not going to understand this shit anyway. You feel me? You can't I could break it down 1,000 times. You ain't gonna get it because you're not on that frequency. You see what I'm saying? That's too deep for you. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, this shit too deep for. This shit ain't for you if you ain't already learned certain shit. You just can't jump in this motherfucker. It's dangerous. Ain't no just jumping in here and let me just peek in here. See, ain't no just jumping in here because the shit we talking about is I'm not gonna use the word esoteric. Esoteric. If it's not that, you get what I'm saying? If it's not that, that's exactly what this shit is that we be talking about. That's why they fuck with the lives and all of that. This ain't no shit that they want you to know. So at the end of the day, like, fuck, I got the game by lying to your ass. I ain't got nothing to gain by lying to you. Shit, nigga. You feel me? We on here talking right now. I ain't got nothing to gain by lying to you. You feel me? You have to know that there's a difference between these so-called Black and Latino people that have been labeled this. And the difference is the genetics. The difference is that hidden genetic. The shit that make them call us meta-human. You feel me? They're not going to tell you the sun is a chromosome. They don't even have chromosomes. Why they want you to know that? You see what I'm saying? Then they gonna tell you we all got chromosomes, but we all don't have chromosomes. We all don't have a spirit in the soul. No, we don't. And we're not all one human race. No, we are not. And we are not all from here. Just like right now, it's human beings that grow tails still. So when I tell you about it was a time when human beings were in a cave Neanderthal state and they walked around on all fours full of hair, I'm not making anything up to you when you're a human being and you're listening to me say that. I'm telling you the true esoteric facts of where you came from. You was in the Caucasus Mountains on all fours. That's a fact. And we came and taught you how to stand upright. This is why the white women have flat asses naturally. They just start getting ass. I'm just making it make sense. Like we literally used to have to take the little wooden planks and nail y'all to the motherfuckers and stand y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like that. That's why naturally, like, over the years, you seen like the flat ass on the white women. And then now it's starting to get some shape and it's starting to get some, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of other shit is shots is taking place, is squats taking place. Y'all trying to get like the goddesses now. Y'all trying to look more like the goddesses now. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just pointing out the little shit. It be the little shit. No, it be the little shit that you're not thinking about. I'm just trying to mesh it together. So it's in that state. That's the DNA. That's all the DNA. If you go look, it's going to tell you a fourth of human beings get their tails cut off at birth. Right. We don't grow no tails at all. So we need to be figuring out, okay, why do they grow tails? Why don't we grow tails? And if you're a human being, you need to be like, okay, yeah, he right. Let me Google right now. Is it going to say that we grow tails? Yes, it's going to say that you grow tails. I'm not even going to waste my turnaround energy on that. You know what I'm saying? We know what it's going to say. I done pulled it up 1,000 times. So it's going to say, a fourth of human beings still get their tails cut off. Now, if I'm lying about you being in a Neanderthal state and not being from this planet, why is it that niggas is growing tails? Exactly. So I'm not being racist and I'm not being funny. We talking real science and esoteric facts. It's the difference between DNA and fucking DEA. And that's the difference between a God and a human being. That's the reason why the attack has been on the DEA to kill the cosmic connection. And that's also why they start programming even the high vibrational human beings. They don't want y'all fucking with us because guess what? If y'all fuck with us, y'all can get back in tune with y'all self on a level that they kind of still robbed y'all from. Remember, y'all were made in our image. So we still hold all the divine nutrients that you need for you to fully prosper into a full blossoming human being that can fully thrive. I'm talking about from a spiritual aspect. I'm not talking about from a physical state. I'm talking about spiritually. Spirit, soul, fully connected to the cosmos and everything around you. It's a disconnect because unless we right, y'all can't get right if y'all wanted to. So this is what must be understood. You can't kill the Black/Latino man, woman, whatever you want to call us, divine cosmic connection to everything around you, and that goes on and takes place. Okay? But because we don't understand us on a genetic level, biologically what we are able to be then manipulated into believing that we are nothing but mere humans. And then as we accept that fate, then because we are ancient beings spiritually who manifest whatever vibration we think, okay, now we are able to be locked into this fallen state, nigga. That's what I'm trying to say, period. You know what I'm saying? We are able to be locked I had to put the nigga on the end for the people that's in classes to be like, I don't like when he used the word nigga. Nigga. So at the end of the day, you feel me? Because I got to connect to those out there that understands it better if I say nigga too. You feel me? It's a supreme difference between DEA and DNA. Two completely different things. Two completely different things. We had to be forced to eat flesh. If you have DNA, you have a craving for flesh. See? We had to be forced to eat flesh if you have DEA. Because if you have DERA, you are plant-based. Beings who have DEA are plant-based. They do not desire naturally, unless tampered with genetically, unless genetically modified, unless they have been genetically modified. Okay, now we might know what GMOs really mean. So, divine, nine-ether, aboriginal, indigenous, cosmic, celestial beings to the planet do not naturally desire meat unless they have been genetically modified to do such. Why? Because we are plant-based naturally. We are plants. What the fuck you think your ether is? Why do you think a girl like this? You the stem, nigga. Your ether the motherfucking the petals, nigga. The motherfucking you the stem. You connected to the soil. You the stem. You see what I'm saying? You the stem. That's why walking bare feet is powerful. That's why sun gazing is powerful for the nine ether beings. You the stem. You feel me? You are the stem. Okay? Your ether is like the rose petals. That's why you're not supposed to cut it and touch it. That's like cutting the fucking top off a rose. You cut the whole head off a rose, and that's just the stem left. That's how we look. We cut our ether. You feel me? You know, you just killed the plant, right? Exactly. Right. That's how the fuck you should feel about your ether. You cut your ether. That's just like taking a rose and cutting the motherfucking head off the rose. You killed the plant, didn't you? Exactly. You killing you, nigga. Right. So, nine ether beings with DEA, we share a connection with the plants. We have chloroplasts within our 9 series of triple helix DEA. Chromosomes, not autosomes over here. Chromosomes. You get what I'm saying? So when you think of this shit, nigga, look at the sun, nigga. That's a chromosome. The radius around it is called a chromosphere. The chromosphere of the sun. Right. Yeah. Us, right. So when you see that motherfucking sun in the sky, nigga, think about the heat you feel off that bitch. Now imagine us full of those. Right, exactly. 9 ether being deoxyetheric acid related. We share the same genetics as the plants around us. This is why it's called a planet. PLAN. Plain T. But you can drop the motherfucking E and you get plant all motherfucking day. You see what I'm saying? It's just a play on the words, nigga. The way they concocted the spelling of it. Nigga, remember, the spelling of it. Planet, plain, Tiamat. And plain as in planes. And plain as in move that E and you get plant. Planet. Planet. Right, exactly. Plant. Right, exactly. Okay then. So, when you understand that, right? When you understand that, not just hear it. When you divinely understand that. See what I'm saying? This fingerprint right here, that's the shape of the galaxies. That's the shape of the galaxies. And they'll tell you that too. Or you can look it up your motherfucking self, nigga. Galaxy shapes all on your fingerprints, nigga. Galaxy shapes of galaxies, nigga. That pattern that makes your fingerprint, galaxy. Galaxy. Designed the same way. That crown in your scalp, that connects your crown chakra to, that's in the trees. You know what I'm saying? DEA. Chloroplast. This is why when people take chlorophyll, they feel better. Or you hear people saying, hey, do chlorophyll. Get chlorophyll. Why? Why chlorophyll? Why chlorophyll? Because chlorophyll comes from chloroplast, and we are full of chloroplast. So is plants. And we all got that because we all got DEA. Plants got DEA. It should be being called chloroplast DNA. It should be called chloroplast DEA. Right? The animals got DEA. The insects got DEA. And the fucking elements themselves has DEA. The wind, the air, the earth, the water. And we got DEA. Everything on the planet. This is why we get life from the sun. And give life to the sun. But if you have DNA, you don't have none of that. So everything on the planet kills you. Other than unnatural states. So as a human being, you are at your strongest when it's cold, which is an unnatural state here. But when it's cold and snowing, that's when y'all at y'all strongest. When that full moon is out, that's when you're at your strongest as a human being, because these are products of your planet, of your environment. You crave flesh because you are merged with animals. So that's why you crave flesh. You don't know how to be peaceful. It's hard to be peaceful when you're a human being. Y'all have to really meditate and do yoga and smoke weed and be into crystals. And that's why I shout out that's what I mean by a high vibrational human being. Organically, naturally, y'all about war. Y'all about the dysfunction, lying, manipulation. Savages do whatever it takes to get ahead, and y'all will eat each other too. Because that's how y'all was in the motherfucking caves. So that's where the whole ideology of dog eat dog world comes from. It wasn't no dog eat dog world before the dogs got here, nigga. It wasn't no dog eat dog world. Nigga, it was we help each other, we live in abundance. And then y'all came because y'all full of animal genetics, and then they get activated, and when you tap into that animal genetic without us, remember, when he put the animal genetics inside of you, he didn't have a soul and spirit in that animal. Like a regular animal has a soul and spirit. He just using the traits. He weeded out the traits. So he weeded out the traits of the wolf. He weeded out the traits of the dog, the traits of the lemur, the traits of the pig. You know what I'm saying? This is where them traits come from. Them traits, you know what I'm saying? Them traits, you feel me? Barbarian, savage, because that's the animal. You know what I'm saying? Animal just gonna react to shit. The instinct. This is why when spirits and souls come and they take on the life of animals, they have to really work on themselves too. Because if a soul comes here and say he takes on a vessel of a lion, he cannot let the natural instinct that's been bred inside the vessel of the lion override his soul. Animals be having decisions to make too. Real life shit. This is why you can come across an animal a dog that ain't gonna fuck with you. Then another dog want to chase your ass for no reason. Because they have soul. This bee might come up on you and he don't even fuck with you because the bees is cool with us. But then some bee come up on you, he want to fuck with you for no reason. Like, damn, what you on? Because everything has soul and spirit. So it has decisions. It has free will. They go through shit. They go through situations. Just like we do. We go through some shit and take it out on a motherfucker. You know, like animals like that. The insects. Because you never know what soul and spirit you dealing with. Who's animating that bee? What soul is animating that lion? What soul is animating that family dog? We talking real life. We getting real life. You know what I'm saying? This shit is deeper than the flesh. What we talking about right now? This is the spiritual us. We have to understand that side of things. So You get what I'm saying? You understanding that, you can understand where these traits come from to come on our land and take everything and kill us off, and the way they try to come, that's the animal genetics. That's the animal genetics that could kick in. You know what I'm saying? So, lacking chromosomes, lacking certain cellular structures, lacking soul, lacking coming here with the calcified pineal gland. All that comes with having DNA. DNA, only humans have DNA, right? Because even the 3 series that they have are synthetic, so they're not like real, right? So DNA is something that only human beings have. And I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's you a human being. That's your shit. But I'm just saying, human being DNA genetically is something that only human beings have. When you get outside of that, everything else is DEA. DEA, 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 DEA. No, in any species you go to. This is why we all share that same divine connection. I'm just giving you where the cosmic connection comes from. You can't approach it from a physical state of point of view because it's not going to connect with you. We have 9 series. It takes 9 ethers for a 9 ether being, a black or Latino person, to even incarnate. It only takes 6 ethers for a human being to carnate. And then when you mix the genetics and you get your demigods, you're going to still have that DEA that's going to override the DNA. Because DNA is a synthetic genetic. And Zeus knew about this. So he gave the human beings a replica version of DEA. And this is where DNA comes from. DNA was designed to be a replica version of what DEA already does. But they wasn't able, Zeus only got so much power. Satan only has so much power. So he wasn't able to give his creations everything that he received from the ancestors. He wasn't able to do that. But that's what he was trying to do. That's why in Isaiah they say Satan said he will make his throne like the Most High. He will raise his throne higher than God. Everybody know, if you've ever read the Bible, that Satan's whole thing is that he wants to be God. Remember, why didn't he want to bow down? When they tell you in the Bible he didn't want to bow down and this and that, God told all the angels to bow down. Satan didn't want to bow down. That's what they tell you. And they say he was the most powerful, most prettiest angel of them all. Okay,